Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My first guest, real funny comic, a veteran. He's done everything. SNL. You can see him on Guy Code. Yep. And he's going to be at the Gotham Comedy Club. Is that this weekend?
Yeah, that's two shows Friday, 3 Saturday, man.
2 shows Friday, 3 Saturday. Yeah. You want to see a veteran comic, knows what he's doing, go see the great Dean Edwards. What's up, Dean?
Chilling, man, chilling. Good to be. Let me just tell you, first off, it was great. I haven't seen Mike, how many years? It's probably been almost a decade.
Oh, yeah,
man.
it's been a long time.
I used to love, I just love the character that is Mike.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
He's an original.
You hear this term overused, but he's an original class act, man. They don't make him like that anymore.
No, they don't.
Thank you, Dean.
You know?
I appreciate it. But
what were you doing with the monitor when you were changing?
Oh, I just
yeah, he was like going into this Alfred Hitchcock profile.
I was trying to see how.
That's it. You know what? That's exactly. I was trying to think. What does that remind me of? That's what it reminded me of.
Good evening.
You're very Hitchcockian.
I was trying to see if my pants were still hanging out of my shirt quick, and the camera.
See, and that's the thing. You could tell a trained actor to do that move, and he never would come up with that.
Right. But
Mike
he's an original.
Right, Mike comes up with that.
Mike's an original, man. And not a lot of men can rock pink, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's rocking that pink.
Constantly.
Very secure in his sexuality.
Having not seen him for like a decade, do you feel like he's really honed his comedic skills? Like, do you notice a big difference between 10 years ago?
And I'm going to tell you why, because Mike was always here's what's funny. A lot of crowds, and I'm not, Mike will go on, and people will sit there and stare like you see people praise what's occurring?
Exactly.
But what I love
it's
about
an event.
What I love about him is that he would perform, and then after every joke, his eyes will go up, and he squats down and does a dance, and then goes back. And
he says, "Thank you."
Oh, dude, I love.
That's the best compliment, especially a guy like Dean, who's knows what he's doing here.
I remember
to be called an original.
Thank you, Dean. One of the last times I seen you was when Todd Lynn was still with us. Right?
Yeah. Todd Lynn, good brother.
Todd passed away. That's great.
Yeah.
He was such a good guy.
It's been 2 years this month. 2 years.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know Todd. Todd was my roommate for.
No kidding.
When Todd first moved. For anybody that doesn't know Todd, YouTube Todd Lynn. Go to Comedy Central and check out his clips. Funny dude.
Funny guy. Smart guy.
Smart dude. But Todd was the angriest dude.
Right, exactly.
He was the angriest brother on the planet.
Absolutely.
And Todd was mad at all white people. You know, some people say, well, there are a couple white people there. He was like, hey, Dean, man, you have to understand these white people. I'm like, Todd, sometimes it's you. Sometimes you got to take stock in that it might have been you.
Well, living with him, when he come back, he would come home and start going to rants.
Well, here's what's funny. He was supposed to just come and stay for a week.
Right. Sounds like the Odd Couple.
And 8 months later, I was like, this dude just lives in my crib. Because I lived back before the gentrification of Brooklyn, back when Bed-Stuy was still do or die Bed-Stuy and not Stuyvesant Heights as it is now. You know gentrification has occurred when they're bicycle lanes now, And Todd was living in Cincinnati.
Right.
The first we both met. We had done Def Comedy Jam in '95.
Is that where he was from?
He was actually originally from Louisville, but he came up in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And so Todd and I, we were thrown on this Black Chitlin Circuit tour called the Creative Tour.
Right.
That they took a bunch of one-nighters up and down the East Coast, and then I was a feature, so I had to drive from Brooklyn to Cincinnati to scoop him up.
Oh man!
And then we hit Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Memphis.
That's an experience, though.
But it was 2 weeks. It was my first road gig, you know, and I remember, and everybody knows I'm the nicest. I'm happy. I smile.
You're a good guy.
So when people saw that we were hanging a lot, they were like, "Yo, dude, that dude's the devil. Why are you hanging with him?"
Well, it's one of those things where you see that you go, you hope you rub off on him and not the other way.
And that's what it was. I think we both sort of balanced each other, and he probably helped give me a little bit of edge.
Yeah, I mean, every
and I
comic
helped
could use that, but you
calm
gotta
him
be
down a little
calm.
bit.
You know?
You
gotta
know.
be calm.
Yeah, Mike, you were saying something about it. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, we were at the Boston years ago, right?
Yeah.
And
Boston Comedy Club.
Look, great, awesome club.
Todd was sitting in the back with you, right?
Yeah.
And I went on stage and heard Todd go, "What the hell is this?"
See, that's a great review, though.
Right? But then Dean's always a gentleman. He goes, "Watch him carefully and pay attention to see what he's about." Right?
It's almost like a study. No, when I got the chance to do this show, I said I want an announcer, and it's Mike Buschetti.
Oh, it had
I said
to
he's
be
our Ed McMahon.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, with Todd, I loved him because you knew where you stood with him, though. He didn't,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He was real. I think a lot of people, especially in the comedy world, because we're used to sort of taking control and trudging ahead, and people like Todd and Patrice, God bless the dead.
I know,
These are guys that were just honest.
Right.
You know, if they didn't like you, like Todd, the difference between Todd and Patrice, he didn't like you, and he would say it, but he'd say it with a smile.
Yeah.
Like Todd would say, "Hey man, I'm gonna be honest. You and I ain't gonna get along, you know." And Todd would just leg swoop New Jacks like a friend of mine, Leonard Robinson, who's a comic in L.A. He was like, "Yeah man, I remember the first time I met you guys. I came up to Boston Comedy Club, and you said what's up, and then I said to Todd Lynn, I was like." Hey Todd, hey man, I'm a big fan. I enjoy your work, and I'm a new comedian. And Todd looked at me and said, "You're in the way. You're in the way. Get out of here."
You know, it's funny. It's like in show business, especially comedy, if you get a big break in your career,
Yeah.
it could cause a weird phenomenon where you can follow comics who are better than you.
Yeah.
Because you have some fame.
Right.
And after I was on the Stern Show for about 5 years, and that happened to me with
Right.
certain people. And the last time I ever saw Patrice, I had called Caroline's because I was getting ready to do a special, and I asked if I could do a weekend there.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that they bumped Patrice for me. Okay, so he finds out that.
Oh,
okay?
jeez.
So, God rest his soul, but I'm being dead honest when I say this. I'm not trying to be humble or anything. I'm not as good a comedian as Patrice O'Neal was. And he had to, they asked if he would open for me. And I said, you did not do that. So the last time I saw Patrice was at the McDonald's on West 57th Street, which, you know, is irony in and of itself.
Right.
But we're both there online. He had just done Opie and Anthony. I was coming out of Stern. He goes, "Hey, look who it is." I go, "Hey." I give him a hug. He goes, "Guess who you're talking to?" What do you mean? He goes, "It's your opening act, mother effer." And then he explained to me what's going to go. "You lucky mother effer." And then he called. Thank God he called and changed it because if he was going to open, I wasn't going to go.
I saw one time Patrice opened. He featured for Jimmy Walker.
Oh God! Oh my God!
This had to be probably like 90, 99,
Right.
99 or so, and we all still were kind of waiting to get a little bubble, a little opportunity. And I remember going into the club, and Patrice is on stage, and this is when Patrice really started finding his voice and his rhythm.
Right.
He's on killing. And if anyone's ever been to Caroline's, you know there's the back corner near the entrance to the dressing room.
Right, where you can watch.
Yeah, you can watch, and there are lights on the wall so you can see someone sort of standing there, silhouette. And I remember walking into the club, Patrice is killing, it's packed, but people came out for JJ.
Right.
And Jimmy Walker doesn't do the dynamite and all that on stage.
Yeah, I've seen him, yeah.
Right, so he's in the back, and I look at Patrice, I'm like, oh, Patrice is killing. And I look over and I see Jimmy Walker go like this. And he's just pacing.
He's in trouble.
And you know what? It's just, we came up in a different era where comedy was quicker.
Definitely.
Whereas Jimmy Walker came up, and I've talked to like Byron Allen, who told me like Jimmy Walker was like the rock star comic of the 70s.
I mean, that was a huge hit show.
You know, so he was that.
And complete with a catchphrase.
Right,
with
a catchphrase, you know. And so to see that happen, I was like, dang, you know. And I know Patrice didn't feel good about it. I remember after Patrice came off, we're sitting at the bar, and people are coming to the bar, and that's always awkward when you're on somebody else's show, and they're coming up like, hey man, you need to be headlining. What's this dude doing?
That's hard.
And
It's show business, man. It's brutal.
That's
And
the nature of
comedy's
business,
brutal.
man.
We got to take a break. Dean Edwards, again, don't forget, this weekend at Gotham Comedy Club, 2 Friday, 3 Saturday.
Yeah.
Check him out, and he'll be back when we come back after these words.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.